Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Cass on the Fly. My name is Cassandra, and we're here today we're going to discuss marketing in length in more detail. I've just left 3 mini podcasts over on my platform, one of my platforms on TikTok, and I really got clear. I was listening to a Steve Jobs 3-minute video, and I got all this information came just flooding out of me. So it's important to know that when you are creating marketing, you want to take a look at the big marketers and utilize them as mentors to you as young, coming up evolvers of society. See, there's a couple things that's showing up for me right now. In old times of when we were like, I can think of myself at 20 and how I used to be, and I was like a sponge. I was always looking for people to educate me on what made them the way they were, because there was things in people that I admired. You could see things that were not quite right, but you didn't really focus on that. You focused on the good. However, when I was young, I was, like I said, a sponge. However, these young kids now think they know it all because they can put a video out of 30 seconds and they get paid 6 figures. That's a huge historical concern in society right now, that's not normal. And that's what your corporation, and that's the advancement of capitalism. And if you know who Ayn Rand is, it's how capitalism takes over. However, I want to tell you that capitalism has its place in convenience, in journeys for individuals who are up to real stuff. But then when the wrong people become capitalists, such as that baby in Courtney's stomach, the bad doo-doo happens, right? They don't take into account ethics, morals, and values, or they don't look at anything else but numbers and how much. And that's what a lot of these CEOs are up to right now, because they didn't take a look at value and they were in family, yet they have kids. And then it's trying to distinguish between, are they asleep, which is the answer is absolutely yes. So how did they get to the point where they got? But what can I learn from them? It's like putting a puzzle together for your own self-awareness. So my journey has been completely different when it comes to marketing. I never asked anyone to purchase anything. I wanted people to see the value in what I had to produce, and then to educate on real stuff to get real changes for people. And then when the people came, then I would come up with what you were needing, what you needed to help you in advancement, whether it was health and wellness. And I would and do this in a way where the product was light, not because I wanted something, but because I was going to produce something that you were going to see as valuable. That's how you create nostalgia associated to product. But now what we have is product chasers with money chasers attached, and then a facade of content marketers who don't want to learn about old ways and adding in new ways. They just want to do the seduction thing, and then everyone's agreeing to it. That's really where we're at. It's very simple. However, there's a web of maliciousness. See how I'm like sneezing? There's a web of maliciousness that is hard to pull away from. It's like, it's hard to explain, but it's like looking at an attractive, what the collective consciousness has now decided to be attractive. We used to think Betty Boop was attractive. We used to think Marilyn Monroe was attractive. We used to think Madonna was attractive. I mean, you want to take a look at the eras of time and see what in the earliest old days, we used to think the heavier people were attractive. And then it became the waif model that was attractive. and then see where we are today and what you think is attractive. And for some reason, in the forefront, it's an Armenian. Marketing. She marketed that. However, the craziest part of all is that inside of that, she's a complete asshole. She has no heart. She's a terrible person. She pretends to cry. Her face is ugly as shit. Her body is absolutely nasty. You also want to take a look at the fact that she's also trying to fuel her own insecurities. So she's definitely posturing. So she's posturing. She's insecure. She has nothing to teach. However, she's teaching people on how to be in their product lines because it's competition. And then you all as capitalists collectively have come together to agree to the behavior instead of stop it, because the capitalists known as the news media, such as TMZ, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because she was willing to call them up and say, meet me A, B, C, D, E. Let me make some money for you, and then I'm going to turn it around on you, and then I'm going to abuse you. That's how it works. A good person wouldn't do that, though, would they? I mean, you've taken humanity out of every situation in existence to make people... In the old days, on the outside, it looked as if, okay, they're getting divorced. Who gives a shit? Poor thing, go away. I don't care. I'm busy working. But this younger generation, they don't have anything better to do because all they do is sit on their ass and create content and do nothing to assist the planet besides look erotically at the camera and bullshit us all day long. So they have nothing better to do than to fuel themselves up by creating drama and gossip. And then the marketing teams think that's great. Let's pay her to sell a product. And then she doesn't even sell in education a scientific-based product. I'll show you a product of example. Excuse me one moment. She doesn't even educate you on a scientific-based product. She actually tries to destroy the brand. So she takes the product. I wonder if this is still good. Is it still good? She takes the product. She pours it. I'm not going to do it now because I am going to finish this up. And then she shows herself taking the product and then just dumping it in and then stirring it. And that's it. And then she shows up at the grocery store and shows the product on the shelf as if she's not going to buy it. And that's Motivan's way of marketing. And then the other thing is, I forget what she says about it, which isn't scientific, but it's bullshit. It's all bullshit because this is called vital proteins. What are proteins? Proteins build muscle. Collagen peptides. Well, what's collagen? Well, collagen makes you look younger. And what are peptides? For skin, it's for skin, hair, nail, and joint support. We're pure because we use grass-fed and pasture-raised beef, probably broth, dried out. Looks like they're not used for weight reduction. Why? Because it's protein and protein builds. Although you can look at it as building muscle, because muscle will burn more than fat. And right there, you already think, well, maybe I want to try this because I started working out. And I am in my 30s, and I think that this might be a good idea because I want to keep looking younger. And my collagen fibers, I want to strengthen those. And then you could go to the back and take a look at alanine, which is actually really good to have. Arginine, another thing that you really want, and I forget why, it's just been a while since I've educated myself on it. Leucine, I see that in a lot of products, so that's familiar to me. Lysine also, methionine. These are your amino acids. So these are like your branched chain amino acids. Valine, tryptophan, which we all know is in turkey, serine, proline, phenylalanine, methionine, and a few other amino acids that help secure health within your body. And that is how you educate on a scientific product. However, continuously over and over, you all pay big bucks for these prostitutes to seductively show a product that doesn't sell to bots, because she doesn't really have any actual followers. She has rich people. As Gary Vaynerchuk goes on another vacation with her. While he claims to be one way and then acts another. A marketing gimmick. So which version is the marketing gimmick? And that's the question that you always want to ask, which means this is why we're so disconnected in society, is because these people are building off of brand versus reality. Reality television is fake. And that's what he's in, a reality television. And the fact that you would bring reality television in association to the biggest brand in history of NFT and then bring that piece of shit into the brand shows me there's some major issues in your head. Because you want to understand that the battle is good versus evil. And Monovan's the evil and I'm the good. It just looks the other way because you like to do things the easy way. And I like to do things the easy way too. But this was so detrimental. This marketing schemes that y'all are up to is so detrimental to the mind and the advancement of our evolution in history that I had to speak up. I fight against my parents every day. I fight against the news media. I fight against content creators. I fight against everybody who's telling me that this isn't true, when they're the ones that are full of shit. They just don't want to be bothered, because most of you don't really understand the value of the ability to reach the masses from the internet. If someone's taking you to court who watches their content, they're obviously watching your content. They're obviously watching your content. Meaning, if I'm posting in a platform where there's millions of people on your platform, like a weird shit too. This shit was this was a marketing strategy for me. To prove something to you of what the undercover shit is so that you all didn't do it. So that you all could live good lives. You do get that, right? However, you didn't follow suit by reaching out to me or following me and advancing this process. You stopped me. You kept trying to stop me. I kept conviction. I kept moving forward. I kept pushing. I kept pushing your knobs to show you where you're out of integrity so you could restore the integrity, so you could feel empowered to produce content that would make a difference to the planet. However, nobody ever showed up big. And so I continue to produce content to show you how the networks of marketing systems in diabolical ways in New York City and California have been violating us for years in association to the politics. While you have no appreciation for it. Because how do you appreciate someone? You pay them. That means if you're poor, you figure out a way to get a little bit of a job to pay someone, or you pay it forward. But you've done none of that, because every time I go into my feed that you say, just stay in the good feed. I'm sorry, but that's how we are in this fucking mess. Babies being assaulted, animals being assaulted, trailer park trash going viral. That's how people turn into cyborgs. They're marketing the genders. You didn't realize that that's a marketing scheme, and you older generation didn't say anything to stop it. You just said, oh, I can't believe you. How about you try this marketing? Tell me what is wrong. Let's talk about this and see if this is really what's going on with you. But let's focus on you, not teaching children that there's more than two genders. Because I know that Obama fucked you all up. However, what happened instead is you all are vile and rotten to the core, and I don't know what to do with it. Consider that maybe your government system that you're so supportive of is the diabolical fuckfaces working with aliens to convince you that there's more than two. And that you fucked yourself because you didn't talk about it when you needed to talk about it. And now you are in a they-them situation where you're confused about which personality you're going to use. Another concern with brand. Meaning you can watch Gary on Monavan's content, and then you watch him on his content, and there's a different person going on there, isn't it? That's creepy as shit, is all I can fucking say. It's creepy as shit. Persian people, no offense, you're weird as shit. Indians, you're kind of strange too. And they're mind clouders. What do I mean by mind clouders? They get you to do things. They get you to think things. Same thing with Egyptians. Egyptians, I would say, are the most diabolical and the worst. So if anybody like Maha's out there promoting their Egyptian culture, run. How would an Egyptian pharaoh get his staff to think that it's normal to go into the cavern and kill themselves, seal up the tavern, and then die with the pharaoh so they can take care of him after his death? That's how fucking self-centered these folks are. So that means when you're dealing with all Egyptians, that's their mentality. It's not personal decisions, which is what came up. That's what I'm talking about. It's a forced mind manipulation thought. That's because they're using your vulnerabilities to guide you into what they want you to believe and to do. Okay, y'all, I'm going to die, and I want you to come into the cavern here, and you're going to die with me because I want you to take care of me when we're dead. Yes, you're going to do it. I'm so friendly and nice. I need you. I need you. No, I'm serious. I need you to come into this cavern. You're perfectly healthy. You're 20 years old. I'm 100 years old. I need you. I need you. And you should be feeling it a little bit right now. In my logical mind, I know this is not real because I would never ask that of someone. However, in the old days, they did, and nothing was ever distinguished to separate the energy from it. And so it's still going on. And they're doing it to Americans because people are disconnecting from American culture because they're surrounding themselves with Persians. Meaning when I want American, I go to Adam Levine. Gary's very clear that he grew up in a Russian household. When you're born on the land of your country, you're not a true American. And that's what the Pakistani Obama was is trying to create for himself, to make it okay for foreign people to be leaders of America, which then makes America no longer America. Now, what does America stand for? And this is all marketing. This is all public relations. This is all control. See, they figured out a way to use the CIA to manipulate you into thinking things. For example, the emails with Hillary Clinton. Why didn't we investigate that more? Because Hillary Clinton used mind manipulation and other shit to convince the people that we weren't interested in hearing that. You should see what she's done to the females. It's rotten to see a woman who's a female Hillary Clinton fan. It's awful. They're all getting dementia now. Actually, I would say most people are getting dementia now because of Hillary Clinton. And that's who Sherry Kazis worships. See, they all have skill around, I'm so sweet. But the reality is you're not sweet. And personally, if I don't want to hang out with you, I'm not going to hang out with you. However, if you've ever experienced someone who you don't want to hang out with, but they're forcing themselves on you to hang out with them, then that's called abuse. There's people in your marketing that will stop you in your tracks. We talked about content stoppers. An example of a content stopper is you're trudging along and you're creating content. It's really uncomfortable. People are watching, your family's watching, and then they want to get interested, involved in your creation. Get out. Well, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? And what about this? And I don't understand how you're going to make money off of it. Of course you don't, you old bag. And you can try all day long to have a nice conversation with these fools, but they Hillary Clinton supporters. And then right there and then, they're going to try to stop you in your success. And then they'll claim, no, I'm not. And then they'll ask again, well, I still don't understand how you're going to make money off of it. Once again, a content creator's nightmare, which is why it's best if you have like $1 million in your account and you stay away from everybody. However, they will try and force themselves upon you when you've said no. No means no. This ain't about just you and whoever it is. This is for the bigger purpose of existence. And none of them seem to understand it. And you'll get that as you're trying to create. As you're trying to create, and then they'll claim, well, we're just trying to protect you. You mean slow me down in my content creation? Gary does it too. Slow down, slow down. No, you slow down. You keep up. How's that? And that's for the government too. You keep up. You all have done so much wrong to the nation of these people that you all should go to jail for the rest of your lives. AOC. So you never had a leader in front of your face who was willing to actually call you out on your shit. And none of y'all like that because y'all lived in fairy tale land. I'm such a nice person, but I'll secretly, maliciously place a rake right in the spot where she's going to walk by and trip. And that's how you all of you, operate, whether you are working at a bakery, whether you are a federal agent, whether you're a whatever it is. And don't get me started on the men working with women and women working with men. You do not understand what professionalism is. You do not know how to control your sexual urges, whether it's marketing, whether it's politics, whether it's wherever it is. That means you all are not self-aware and you have no self-control. Not to mention you're battling on a constant, the seduction of the person over there, because they got to get that juice. They got to get that attention. And they got to get it from somewhere. Instead of looking within themselves to evolve themselves to help and be of service to God, yes. To the planet, yes. I don't even know about helping other people at this point, because it occurs to me that there is no hope for any of you. Shall I bring out the secret team and show you what our government has actually physically done by a man who did those things? How the hell do you think he knows the things that he knows? It wasn't through conversations at the water cooler. He did those things, and then he wanted to tell us about it, and the government tried to stop him. Meaning he restored his integrity. Working in clandestine operations, you all are mentally ill. Downright, plain and simple, you're all mentally ill. So what are you going to do about it instead of wallow on the couch and cry like a little crybaby? Because that's all you like to do. Excuse me, it's a little more like this. I just want to do good by my children. No. Oh, really? Okay. Then why did you take North to an inappropriate party where you left her on the side of the street? And why is your son in a traumatic situation with an injury? That's how mean Kim Kardashian is actually to her children. It's kind of like Mommy Dearest shit. You ever seen Mommy Dearest where she takes the plastic bag over the daughter's head and she was a famous actress? And then she took the plastic bag over her head and then she drug her around and tried to kill her. I think she was 16 at the time. Or the time where she was in the closet and there were a wire hanger in the closet. And then I think her name was Jane. And then she took the wire hanger, and then the daughter, she was screaming and yelling at the kid. And then the kid got on all fours, and she took the wire hanger and she started pounding her on her back. And she said, "No more wire hangers." And those are the people that are in front of you in Hollywood. And those are the people that are representing marketing. Those are the Monavans. That's what Gary experiences every time he's around Monavand. No more wire hangers. No more wire hangers. Although it's worse because I'm Persian. Look at me, I'm Persian. Give me what I need. Persian. Give me a product to sell. Persian. And the fact that you can't stand up to it after 6 years of learning from me? Because you're still in a space of be kind? I thought we were trying to change the world here, Gary. How'd she do on this one? Because she didn't do good with the acupuncture mat. She didn't do good with the Nike. She didn't do good with just about everything, including this. Meaning, because she showed me this, it makes me want to throw this shit in the trash. You want to understand the opposite of marketing as well. Y'all are absolutely self-centered, self-righteous, and egotistical. And when someone doesn't want to hang out with you, you stay away from them. See, that's called the battle of good versus evil, and the forcing of someone to do something that they don't want to do. Because maybe you've changed and they changed. They changed for the better. You changed for the worse. And then you did nothing about it to change yourself. So you take that finger that you're pointing over here and you point it back to yourself. You can keep your dick in your pants. That's for all of you. I don't need no schmoozy ass bullshit, sweet talking nonsense. That's how we're in this predicament. And that's what the CIA is up to get you all to think that that's normal behavior. I assure you it's not normal behavior. You do not understand what connection is. You do not understand what relationships are. Every last one of your relationships are absolutely shit. We are in 2023. COVID changed all of you and for the worse. And then you did nothing to battle against these fools. Except lay down and take it and go buy yourself some toilet paper. You said nothing when the Democratic Party stole our government. And you still say nothing. Our country is in dire need of some sort of assistance. And no one's helping. So who's going to do something about it? Your American people are working with China. We are in a communist country right now. That is why you feel the way you feel. We are in a Persian-style leadership country right now, and your company too, Gary. You invited her into your space because that is what you are teaching your staff. You need to take a long, hard look at how marketing actually works. And you need to remind yourself what ethics, morals, and values are. And you better take a look at the culture of what Persian culture actually went through in the historical sense of what they went through, who they are in leadership, and what kind of people are over there. Because that's who you're marrying, and that shit is nasty. And that's your future, dude. You ain't living to 85 with that hoe at your side. Go, make sure you, Gary Vaynerchuk, go listen to the podcast and how she combined you and her as she manifests a relationship with you on a constant basis, and you constantly accept it as normal by posting yourself on her platform and reminding everybody that it's a perfect Persian cat. That's how marketing works, fool.